Top 10 Wrecking Ball mistakes. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Not scouting. When the round starts and you go into the enemy team blind immediately without having any information on the enemy team comp, you are setting yourself up for failure. The main reason why you shouldn't be doing this is you have no idea what you're dealing with, what threats are awaiting for you, and what or who you should focus on during the game. Wrecking Ball rushing into the enemy team is like deer jumping in front of cars. This is just a logical consequence of your impatience. And your death is not just your death. It is also a ton of full charge given to the enemy team and a ton of your team's time wasted. Take your time to plan your engage carefully before proceeding. Number 2. Not focusing on a single target. The majority of Overwatch's player base is afraid of taking duels because it is a test of your skills and it also feels uncomfortable being shot. That's why Wrecking Ball players flee very fast after taking a fight with someone. They shoot here, they shoot there, but they never get proper results because they are scared to stay in the fight. One thing that people don't realize is that Wrecking Ball's mobility can be abused to re-engage in the fight with that same target after draining their resources. For example, you take a fight with Anna and she spends both of her abilities on you. Instead of running away to take a fight with another target, you need to lock in and chase Anna because now she doesn't have any resources to defend herself. Many people have this wrong concept of the distractional value of Wrecking Ball. They think the more people they shoot, the more distraction they create, but this is wrong. Actually, the more resources and time you invest into one target, the more distraction you create in general, because that target is constantly fighting Wrecking Ball, basically being out of the fight for the rest of the team, and the rest of the enemy team is also there trying to help that one person. Number 3. Going down main. You are not as fast as you think you are when the enemy team has tons of time to look at you while you're flying into them, which prepares them to respond to your engage. Trust me, in higher elos, the more time you spend in open sidelines, the more opportunities to shoot you for free you give to the enemy team. That is why it is important to abuse your mobility and flank or at least take an off angle. Not only will it help you take less collateral damage, but also it sets you up for more unexpected attacks and splits the enemy team's attention, helping your DPS and supports win the frontline fight. Number 4. Using ultimate from main. Each and every tank's ultimate affects map space directly. Either you push enemies away, or you make them really not want to stay in the area of effect of your ultimate. Wrecking Ball's ultimate is really special because it is deployable and destructible, and since it can be destroyed, you want your ultimate to be less obvious. The best way to approach that is the sandwich method. I like to think that the Minefield is your second team and you decide their positioning. If you stack both your team's forces on main, it will not result in anything useful. On top of that, running down main gives enemies enough time to fall back and destroy the mines. But if you place your minefield right behind the enemies, they won't really have anywhere to go, being pressured from both front and back. Number 5. Not using cover after engaging. Do you get blown up instantly after pile driving into 3 people, although you have 1000 HP? Well, consider not going into crab mode immediately to start shooting. Instead, take a second to take closest cover and reduce the amount of incoming damage, and then start shooting. Don't forget that switching between bull form and crab form doesn't require any cooldown, so you can always quick swap between forms to abuse cover. Now we are going to talk about adaptive shields because everyone messes up this ability. Number 6. Going in without shields. If you don't have your shields and you want to hard commit to the fight, then just wait. Learn to stay AFK. Instead of rushing into the enemy team without your defensive cooldown and dying, don't do anything for a few seconds, get healed, come up with a fight plan. And no, you are not trolling for being AFK, because one well-planned and precise engage is better than bashing your head against a wall 3 times in a row and dying. Number 7. Using shields way too early. You see this counter? It shows you the amount of people from whom you will get your shields. The more people around, the more shields you gain, but you have to be within range. So make sure that you don't spam your E way too early, gaining less shields than you can. On top of that, make sure that you are using your shields when you are actually being shot. This one is very important because usually ball players use the shields when they are not even needed. For example, when everybody on the enemy team is busy shooting your team and you are not receiving any damage. And you use your shields and the uptime of your shields go to nothing because most of the time they are just ineffective. Just press the shields when enemies actually turn around to focus you. Number 8. Treating shields like a healing ability. If you are using your shields after a fight or out of fight, you need to stop. Shields aren't there to restore health, they are a tool for you to tank damage for a limited period of time to create space. And if you keep on using shields to get 100 health to survive, then what's gonna happen later is you either are going to go into the enemy team without your shields, which is a mistake, or you are going to miss out on opportunities and waste your time because you are waiting for your shield to go off cooldown. Number 9. Going into a fight alone. If you are one of those tanks that constantly go deep into the enemy team, die and think to yourself, oh my god, what the hell is my team doing? I am creating space over here. No, you are not. You are feeding and the problem is you. Although Wrecking Ball is one of the most self-sufficient characters in the game, you still need your team, but not in a traditional sense. You don't have to dive with your team. All you gotta do is wait for your team to start participating in the fight, and by that I mean making contact with the enemy team by shooting. If you don't let your team make contact, then you are going to take a 1v5 and die, or feed all charge and postpone a proper fight. But if you allow your team to make contact, then the enemy team will have a harder time focusing exclusively you while being shot by your team, which will make it easier for you to isolate duels. Number 10 is quite niche, but spinning, rolling too much. When you are spinning around the objective for too long, number 1, most of the time you don't deal any damage and no one damages you. So instead of spinning, whip out your gun and shoot somebody. Number 2, you boop enemies around, making it harder for your team to land their shots. So instead of spinning, whip out your gun and shoot somebody. Number 3, your movement is predictable and you become an easy target. So instead of spinning around all the time, just roll, and if you need to keep on touching the objective, don't forget that you don't have to stay on point or payload, just tap it instead and activate the timer. And finally, you don't make space by just booping people around, especially if they don't even look at you and don't care about your presence. So instead of rolling around for no reason, whip out your gun, shoot people, be annoying and look for kill confirmations. And 2 small tips for me that aren't necessarily mistakes but something you should be doing. Number 1, share your shields with your team. If you are near your team and you have more shields than you need, share them. Extra health can be a deal breaker in terms of their survival. Also, when your shields are about to expire, you can share them at the last second and your team will carry your shields for extra 4 seconds. Shields sharing is quite underrated and can be very strong, especially when you're helping your teammates survive in a duel. Number 2, pile drive as much as possible. Pile driver is a very powerful ability. Besides dealing a lot of damage, it forces a lot of cooldowns, whether it's crowd control, mobility, or regeneration. It truly doesn't even really matter what abilities you force out, every single one is important. So the more pile drivers you use, the more abilities you drain, eventually leaving the team with no tools to win in a fight. But be sure to assess every engage properly and don't end up trading your life for a slam. If the situation requires you to leave immediately after pile driving without even shooting, then do that. And that was top 10 Wrecking Ball mistakes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know your opinion in the comments down below. If you want me to take a look at your mistakes individually, then make sure to go over to my Discord where you can find info on my coaching. Follow me on Twitch, I will be streaming there right after this video drops on YouTube. And thank you very much to my beloved Boosty subscribers for supporting my channel. Extra thanks to my personal goats, I Heart Cats, Lord Smile, Turbo Pollo, and Chmiply. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.